Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. This is JT O'Sullivan. Today, you asked for it. You got it. We're going back in time. Super Bowl 46, the Wes Welker seam, the drop, compare it to Gronk, the catch, Super Bowl 53 right here. Here it is. Relive the nightmare for all those Patriot fans. What happened? We'll take an in-depth look back at the coach's tape, take a time warp back to when things weren't quite as clear on the screen also. But right here, really pay attention to the ball location, the seam. That's a difficult catch. I'm telling you, he makes it look easy because he's got great body control. But that's a difficult catch, difficult drop, hard to watch. Obviously impacted the outcome of this game. But we're going to dive into the scheme, see the similarities, really the eerily similar situations. Defensively, what's going on, what the Patriots caused both the Giants and the Rams to be doing. Look at the confusion in the middle of the field. Come out again. Gronk down the seam this time, right down the numbers. A little bit different path, different ball location there to the receiver, but we'll dive into the nuance, see if we can understand exactly what the differences were as the years went by, but pretty bizarrely, eerily similar. So I'm excited. Think this one could be a good one. Welcome to the QB School. Let's dive into it. All right, here we go. Time warp. Not quite the same quality of video here, but pay attention to the formation. If you can see there's a receiver down here, you can see that they're in basically a 3-by-2 empty. Little choice route, juke, whatever you want to call the middle of the field option by the number 3. And then they come up and rip the seams on the out by the number 2 receivers and then hitches on the outside. So again, now obviously not quite the hookup, but concept-wise, really, really similar. See if we can see. So right here, here's the number 3. He's going to come in, run essentially the same type of route that Edelman is running on this route. We got the seams by the number 2, and then we got the hitches on the outside, sort of. So this take me back to my days with the nasty film here with everybody blurry. And then coverage-wise, I think the interesting thing was he comes out and you see confusion in the middle of the field. You see the middle field player on the near hash. Okay, you see guys running through here. You see a little confusion by the flat defender. Who's got him? Who's got him? He comes down on the hitch. There's definitely an opening here that we'll be able to see the similarities between what happened in this last Super Bowl and what's going on here. But you can see as the play develops, when that ball comes out, where he's running to, when he makes that decision, pause it right here. He's got really both sides, in my opinion. Now, obviously, it's wide open, but when he goes to throw this ball, this corner is coming down on this hitch. This middle field player, there's a collision possibly. I think the ball location here, so the seam running up the numbers, the ball location to me, it's a little bit on the outside. Obviously, it makes the catch more difficult than it has to be. I think the interesting thing to pay attention to difference-wise, let's back it up a little bit here, see if I can back it up here. So the interesting thing, ball location-wise, just from Brady's sense and what Welker versus Gronk is doing, is really pay attention to where they start and where they end up. So he's basically splitting the difference between the hash and the numbers. So what I mean by that is, so really pay attention to the split here. So Welker's really splitting the difference here. So he comes up splitting the difference between the hash and the numbers. So hash, numbers, split the difference. Then where he runs this route, he keeps it kind of on the numbers. And the ball is thrown up high and around. He has to come around. As opposed to where I think Gronk takes a wider path. It gets pushed by the defender a little wider. Then the ball brings him back. We'll be able to see on the next one. So really the little nuanced things pay attention to. See if we can see the difference. Makes this play a little bit easier. In my opinion, obviously for a catch, even though there's a defender draped all over Gronk, that's a tough catch. He makes it look easy because he's got body control to be able to even get his hands on it. But then look in the middle of look at the defense. They're confused. They don't know what's going on. I mean, this is bizarrely similar to what's going on with the Rams. Right there, there's 2 middle linebackers right in the middle of the field. Who's who in the zoo? They have no idea what's going on. Pretty funny. Right here, these guys come in. You take him. I got him. What? Middle field player. Here's the guy that really the play is designed off of. And then we'll be able to see Welker coming right here, leaving the screen. So watch Brady's eyes. He probably stares at this a little bit more than I remember. Now, granted, it was a while ago, I think 2011. But just little nuanced things to pay attention to. But the fact that they were confused here, so similar. Tough catch. Look at that catch. Ball location, though, pretty similar. We'll see. But he's running. He tries to make that play on the numbers. You see he's running up the numbers, up the lane. That ball's thrown 3-4 yards outside. A lot harder to turn that way and do it. So now let's jump into the Super Bowl. Motion to 3x2. Look at the confusion in the middle of the field. You take him. I got him. What? Who? Here we go. Down the numbers. Here goes Gronk running outside the numbers this time. The ball's on the outside. It's basically the same ball location, but different path. So again, here he comes. In the slot, number 2. He's getting pushed. That's actually not a good drawing. He's actually getting pushed by the defender out here, and the ball brings him in a little bit. So when they sort it out here, he comes and runs with him and pushes him out. Makes it a different throw as opposed to running free out there. I think it ends up making it a little bit easier. Now, this is a difficult catch, obviously, but the path of it's not turning around like a back shoulder-esque. It's falling into his lap. So watch just that top little thing. We remember how difficult that Welker catch was right at the bottom. Right here, he's fighting him off, no doubt about it. This basically beats 3 guys. But still, different, same exact concept, same exact throw. Let's go back one more time. Just look at the same concept, too, so everybody remembers if you haven't seen the other videos. Coming up, so same concept. They motion to it this time. He comes in, runs a little choice, same thing, juke, whatever you want to call it. The number 2s are running seams. The outside number 1s are running hitches. It's the same concept. Years later, same concept, same critical situation, same issues. They throw to the same guy, the number 2 to the boundary. So really wild. Cool stuff. Very cool suggestion. Thank you for y'all watching it, making the suggestion. I appreciate it. I think this has got a pretty fascinating to be able to go back and analyze the differences. And really it just comes down to, obviously, who's catching it, but the throw, getting pushed out a little bit easier over the inside shoulder as opposed to the outside shoulder. But pretty wild to go back, make the comparisons, critical situations. Hopefully y'all learned something. I enjoyed doing this one. Thank you for the suggestions. Keep them coming. This is good stuff. Having fun with it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And then if you really want some in-depth stuff, I'm going to end up doing the full Super Bowl here pretty soon in the next couple of days for the Patreon community. So should be fun. Get over to the Patreon community. Get some koozies. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much for engaging in the content, coming at me with all sorts of different ideas, different ways to make the channel better. So thanks so much. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.